the point of education? Herbert Reed says that the purpose of education has two conflicting possibilities. One, that we should be educated to become what we are. The other, that we should be educated to become what we are not. Plato's theory of education's guiding principle is freedom. Avoid compulsion and let your children's lessons take the form of play. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But by being emancipated from adult authority, children are not free. Instead, they are subjected to a more terrifying and truly tyrannical authority, the tyranny of the majority. They cannot rebel, flee, or reason. The response is a mix of conformity and juvenile delinquency. If play is so important, then why, when we become adults, are we frightened of being wrong? Mistakes are stigmatized. Where is innovation without mistakes? Constructivist learning theory tells us there is no knowledge independent of the meaning attributed to experience constructed by the learner. You can only know and understand what you have done yourself. So the purpose of education can only be to develop the individual's uniqueness and their social conscience. But on the other hand, education is a form of oppression. Hidden networks of power operate in education. The repression of the individual by authority is nothing new. Our education system is an antiquated model of repression. My 78-year-old mum, left-handed, was forced to sew in class with her right hand. The Victorians created a bureaucratic administrative system and produced the school to make that system work. Schools produce identical people, good handwriting, arithmetic, reading, so they could function anywhere in the world. And this is the difference between what we say we are doing and what we are actually doing. Our education model is outdated and unfair. I propose we rename education training, because it is increasingly only about getting paid work. The knowledge that is permitted within schools or higher education is defined as official or legitimate. Actually, the only knowledge that is considered legitimate is what meets the needs of an increasingly unequal economy. Cull all soft subjects. Who needs A-level in art history anyway? Fast track your route to your MA. Go straight from an A-level to your BA. You'll be fine. Let's face it, schools are factories producing workers and profits. Running education as a business has evolved into a culture of shaming. Corporate-style accountability procedures, the closing of schools or courses, weakening of teacher unions, reduction of teacher autonomy, and a naive understanding of the intellectual and emotional labour of teachers and their technicians. And if you are good at any of those things, one who understands that a student should be measured by what they do with what they know, rather than just on what they know, then the government sees you as a failure. Your reward for all your hard work, performance-related pay, which means make them pass a series of deeply problematic tests, add in an environment consumed by data, paperwork, observation, inspections, and unrealistic expectations that don't help those who the university, college, and school exist for, the students. But Tom, didn't education used to be seen as something that was for the public good? Why is that stopped now? Because education is expensive. Costs have tripled. Higher education is now a consumer product. We talk about an investment you make. You make this investment to improve the human stock, train for work, so you can be sorted and classified so that the employers can hire you to do things you are overqualified to do, like make a fucking latte. 2/3 of UK students will never pay off their debt. A debt on average is 44 grand each. And as a comparison, the States, you get an extra year and the average debt is about 15 grand less. Sir Peter Lample said young people should now think hard about whether it is worth going to university. Lamps was appalled to discover nowadays a kid like him had no chance of going to Oxbridge. Even his old grammar school is now fee paying. And his old Oxford College used to have lots of ordinary Welsh kids, but they're not coming through anymore. That's right, Lance. What happened to the ordinary Welsh kids? Professor Sage A. Samuel's solution is to link tuition fees to a degree's expected earnings. so students can make informed decisions about their future, perhaps even restore their love of learning. One of President George Clooney's campaign pledges was to make 2 years national service mandatory for those who turn 18, and in return, their college education is paid for. For the last decade, we have been told repeatedly, public bad, private good. Powerful groups push schools to mirror the corporate sector, their goals and their procedures, telling us the more we hold teachers' feet to the fire for competition, the better they will be. These arguments are ingrained. However, there is little research to support these claims. Stuart Hall demanded that we confront the paradox in capitalist society by using the very authority in schools and universities to work against that wider authority. Instead, let's bring back grammar schools. Or we could find a way to bring public and comprehensive education together, make it inclusive. But is there any point in a logical argument in a post-truth world? After the rhetoric of Brexit, Gove dismissing all experts, and Trump's campaign being based on a lack of respect for women, race and religious minorities, or more despairingly, anything that made sense or was based on evidence, the question is, why practice logical or reasoned argument? When someone is elected with ideas like extracting Middle Eastern oil as recompense for US military costs, why teach students